How's it going, everyone? My name's Aiden. Welcome back. Today's day 177 and posting back on this channel. Back in the journey once again. Hopefully, while we're having such a good Friday today and another day in the week, of course, we made it to the end. Please enjoy the weekend and enjoy what we got. Please stay safe, smile, and make memories. But with that being said, how are we doing and how are we feeling? You know, today we felt great and we did great. Last night I went to bed around I think like 1:30. Woke up this morning at 10:30, and then I ate breakfast. Fell back to sleep for about another 2 hours. Had work 4 to 8. That was pretty good. And yeah, worked out after. Hit some what did I hit? Back and by. And then yeah, only thing I look forward to is chilling at home, you know, getting ready for the weekend, and yeah. But that being said, today's message that I want to talk about is progress being a process, and I think this is pretty self-explanatory. But success doesn't happen overnight. You know, I think talking about progress is important. Talking about how far you came from something is also very important. Living your life, seeing the things that you do, you know, sometimes you gotta look around and be like, every day is just a baby step. Each day you live, it's a baby step towards your goals, towards, what you want to complete, what you're trying to get through, and just what you're trying to become successful from. And, to think that success does happen overnight is completely false. Let's get that narrative out of your head, because that's not a thing. And obviously, I believe most of you already know that success can't happen overnight. Success can't happen in under 8 hours, you know? Unless if you were doing it in some illegal way, by all means, don't do it that way. I feel like you should earn it. Earn it by doing it the right way and doing the work. I think one of the biggest things that can relate to this is losing weight. I remember when I was 250 pounds, and I always said to myself, man, how can I get fit? Like, how can I get skinny, but keep all my muscle? Well, obviously, you have to go on a cut, and I was doing everything right, doing my cardio, I was eating healthy, I was lifting weights, and I was like, why is this not working? Like, why am I not losing weight? One thing I left out was I wasn't tracking what I was eating. Yeah, I might have been eating healthier than I was before, but it, you know, and I was also eating too much of it. Yeah, I was eating healthy, but I was eating too healthy. Not too healthy, but as in I was eating too much. And kind of hearing that, obviously, you're like, well, if you're trying to cut, don't you want to eat a lot of healthy foods? Yeah, but you can't eat so much in a day. I was eating about 3,000 calories a day, and I cut down to 2,000, and that's when I started seeing the weight drop. That's when I started getting happier about the scale. You know, me doing that, I knew it wasn't going to happen overnight. But what I did know is that if I put in the four things: time, consistency, believing in myself, and obviously the work, the effort, I knew it was going to happen. So you need to realize the process for progress takes time. You have to give yourself time, because if you just think you're going to walk in something somewhere and be like, yeah, I'm going to finish this in no time, you're wrong. The correct way to do it is if you give yourself a timeline to do something and do it. Be consistent. Keep the effort going. There's so many things you have to maintain in order for it to really work. But that being said, guys, hope you all have such a great rest of the day. And remember to take care of yourself. You deserve it, you matter, and I will see you all tomorrow. Take care.